somebody like Elon Musk, who was one of the few people I believe can do this, and very possibly will, and to a lesser degree something like Inspiration Mars, which is kind of fading out already, but I think was a doable idea based on studies NASA has been doing since the Apollo applications days. I mean, that's a well-planned route that we wanted to use. That could be doable. I think the kiss of death there was the word SLS, but if this does fail, even if it just peters out, having taken public money now, and the last number I read was 750,000. The last number I heard that was reliable, I think, was about 280,000. That's 280,000 public dollars that were given by people who are very passionate and excited about this, like we are, but who are the general public and may not know entirely what they're getting into. And I'm afraid it's going to come around and bite us all. So I think a communication plan is really good.
John?
I think Rod is right. The Mars One's going to peter out, and also like the crisis planning. But I think we want to ask ourselves a question: why did this group get so much media attention around the world? We'll talk about this in the last panel a bit later on. But I think the reason it got so much attention was that it was a human story. It was about people willing to risk their lives, willing to immigrate to a dangerous world. And the press picked up on the people part of it, the people's story. And what you just said, we are engaging in the greatest story of our lives, our children's lives, and that's humanity moving outward. So people find that interesting. People find people interesting. And what we need to do is populate more and more of our exploration with people and their stories and the heroes. Part of the Apollo program was the heroes. I mean, I grew up watching these astronauts risk their lives doing incredible things. They were heroes, and heroes are good. We grew up in a civilization of myth and mythology and storytelling and great deeds. And we're involved in doing great deeds right now. So let's promote the great deeds and the heroes and the aspiration for nobility and for doing for all mankind. I use that a lot, and I do a lot of media, and I talk about the value for all mankind. And people, reporters, as people kind of get quiet for a minute and listen, then they ask even better questions. So our story is a great story, and it's a people's story.
Absolutely. I'm coming.
I have a question for the audience. Do you all remember Mars' closest approach in 2003?
Yep.
Were you part of that? Did you go someplace or were you alerted to it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are actually at this moment looking at the person who had that. A year before that closest approach, I sat down with a group of people and we started to talk about it, and at first it was nothing special. It was, because Mars has a closest approach every 15 years, as everyone in the space community knew and would know. And the thing is that, we were talking about it and we said, okay, it's closer than it has been in a long time. And someone gave me the number of over 55,000 years. And then I had this thought in my brain like, okay, that's a really long time. It's actually so long ago that the last time Mars was this close, Neanderthals still shared the Earth with us. And that's the approach we gave it all over the world. Look back in your press. It became a human object. The idea that, the last